Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I am Minister LaTasha, here to share some good news with someone out there on today. So listen, a couple of days ago, I made a short video on defeating the spirit of fear. And I just wanted to elaborate on that some more on today, simply because there's so many people that are stuck and bound in seasons and in situations that God has called them out of, but they're simply stuck because they are operating in the spirit of fear. I know many of you guys know the story of Jezebel. And if you don't know the story of Jezebel, please read on it. You can read on it in First Kings. But I want to talk about the prophet Elijah for a minute on today while we're speaking on the spirit of fear. And if you don't know anything about the prophet Elijah and his situation with Jezebel, I want you to read up on it. And you can begin with First Kings chapter 18 and read on from there. But Prophet Elijah, he was a bold prophet. He was a courageous prophet. He was the one who killed off the prophets of Baal. And not only that, he was not afraid to stand up to Ahab, and Ahab was Jezebel's husband. But when Jezebel heard the news of Prophet Elijah killing off the prophets of Baal, she sent a message to him. She sent a death threat saying that within the next day she was going to kill him. And when Prophet Elijah heard this, he became fearful and he ran. Now imagine that. Let's think about this for a minute. You were bold enough and courageous enough to kill off hundreds of prophets for God, and you was bold enough and courageous enough to stand up to Ahab. But when she sent a death threat threatening your life, you became fearful. Not only did you run, but you hid in a cave. You hid in a secluded area. Now, he knew he was wrong, because even when he was running, God was asking him, what are you doing here? Basically, Elijah, what are you running for? You just killed hundreds of prophets, and you scared of this one lady because she threatened your life, and you running when you know who I am and what I'm capable of doing. What are you doing, Elijah? But let me tell you about our God. Sometimes when you drag your feet and when you allow the spirit of fear to keep you from something God has called you to do, he always have a ram in the bush. There's always somebody willing and ready to do what you will not do. God had Prophet Elijah to anoint Jehu. Jehu was the one who defeated Jezebel. Then check this out. Jehu didn't even have to touch Jezebel. Jehu called out. She in the window, and he called out, saw her two servants up there, and he said, who is with me? And they pushed her out the window, making her tumble to her death. And Jehu defeated Jezebel. So what are you saying, LaTasha? Simply this. When you operate in the spirit of fear, fear keeps you bound, and it keeps you hindered, and it keeps you stuck in seasons and in situations and in places God is calling you out of. A lot of us are stuck in those seasons simply because it's familiar. See, we don't know where God is taking us. We can't see that far out. And so because I'm comfortable in this house, because I'm comfortable in this mindset, because I'm comfortable with these habits and these ways, because I'm comfortable with this man or with this woman, because I'm comfortable with this job, because I'm comfortable living in poverty, then I'm not going to let this go. I'm not God telling me to leave this. I'm comfortable with this. I know what this is. That's operating in a spirit of fear. When you should be trusting God, no matter whether you know where he's taking you or why he's telling you to leave or where he's telling you to do this thing, you should be trusting him. Why? A couple of reasons. He knows all and he sees all. So he already knows what's going to happen when you follow what he tells you to do. He already knows what's ahead. Obedience is better than sacrifice because you're moving in obedience. Because God is a protector. Because God is a way maker. Because God is a man that cannot lie. These are reasons why you should trust his plan, and that you should not allow fear to keep you stuck and bound. This man ran, and not only did he run, God was speaking to him in the midst of him running. How many times have God spoken to you in the midst of you being in fear? He's saying, hey, you, I need you to do this. And then you like, I don't know, I ain't got that much money. I'm kind of scared to take a risk like that. And he like, trust me. Why aren't you trusting me? Did I not bless you last time? Did I not do this for you before? And you still like, nah, you know what? I don't know. I ain't got nothing but this. And then I may not have no support over there, but right here I got support. I'm just going to sit right here. And he's still like, why the spirit still speaking to you. And you sitting up there telling the spirit your opinion and your thoughts on that thing. So next thing you know, the spirit get quiet. And then a couple of weeks or months or years later, you see somebody else fulfilling that which God had told you to do. You wondering why you still stuck in the situation because you didn't move your feet. And then what was crazy that not only did God continue to ask him, what are you doing here? But then he ran and he isolated himself into a cave. How many of us get to ourselves? We'll isolate ourselves. We don't even want to get around people. We cut people off that's telling us the right stuff. They telling you like, well, I don't know why you still with that man or that woman. I don't know why you ain't went back to school yet. I don't know why you ain't gave your life to God. I don't know why you ain't got baptized yet. I don't know why you won't go and start that business. No, you don't want to hear them. No, because they telling you right. So you isolate yourself from them. You go hide in a cave. And then God had him to anoint somebody that was willing. So what I'm telling you guys on the day, yes, I made that short film. It was a short video, but it was straight to the point about fear. When God revealed that dream to me, and one of the dreams I had, because it was 3 dreams, and one of the dreams I was in, I was running through this tunnel or this submarine or something, and I was with some people, and the people I didn't know, it was like a crowd of people, and we was running through this tunnel, and we stopped. And so it was like a cabin right here, and then but in the front of that cabin there was a lady. She was like the conductor or the driver of whatever that was we was running through. But in that empty space where we all stopped at, she was telling me to come forth into that empty space. And because it wasn't nobody else right there, I was afraid, and I stopped and I stayed with the crowd. And she was like, no, come up here. But then in the midst of me staying in the crowd, it was snakes just trying to snap down at our heads from the ceiling. There was a whole bunch of them. And I woke up out of that dream fearful. And then I had another dream about snakes, and then I had another dream about snakes. And then when I started praying and asking God to reveal to me what he was showing me, when he got to revealing to me what he was saying, and as I began to pray, and as I began to pray and strengthen myself spiritually, and I started opening my eyes spiritually to what God was revealing to me, and God began to give me boldness, and I began to call out some things, and I got in my word. Like I said, that last dream, I seen a cobra, and I wasn't afraid of that cobra. One hand I grabbed that cobra by the head, and the other hand I grabbed it by the body, and I was squeezing it. Now in my mind I was like, if I let this cobra go, it's gonna attack me. But I ain't letting go, because this cobra can't take my life. I will squeeze it to death before it killed me, is the mindset that I had in this dream. So no longer was I afraid. I had defeated the spirit of fear. And God is saying that to some of you guys on today. Coming into this new season, coming into this new year, you cannot be afraid to move your feet on the things God is telling you to do. You got to defeat the spirit of fear. If you know that you got enemies in your workplace and things like that, you better get in your word. Psalms 91, Psalms 102. It's a couple of Psalms you can read. You can pray. Ask God, whatever traps that they set for me, Father God, allow them to fall into their own traps. Send chaos to the enemy camp. Start using your words. Start using the power and authority God has given you, because you have it. Stop being afraid. So I pray that in this season, you defeat the spirit of fear. Don't be like Elijah and run. The same boldness and encourage, the same boldness and courage that he had when he killed those prophets, when he stood up to Ahab. He should have had that same energy when it came to defeating Jezebel. But he ran. And the same way that God will use somebody else willing to complete the task at hand for Elijah, if we keep operating in fear, trust and believe me, it's somebody that's willing and ready to complete the task that God has given you to do as well. Move your feet. Defeat the enemy. Defeat the spirit of fear. And don't come into another season operating in it. Don't allow the enemy to keep you bound simply because you are afraid. When you are on the Lord's side, he will not withhold no good thing from you. He's a keeper. He's a protector. And as long as you continue to know that, you okay. If you guys have any prayer requests, my email address is listed in the description box below. If you guys would like to sow into this word or into this ministry, ways to sow are listed in the description box below as well. Even if you have any testimonies, send that to my email address. I love to hear about what God has been doing for you all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know that you listening and that you're with me on these videos, and help me to reach many people with God's good news and with his word. And as I say in all my videos, you guys be blessed and a blessing.